Come read with us. Katiesaurus.
Yes, hi Katiesaurus, this is for you. We did this, I have gone through her groping my boob twice, just to give you this.
So we're not lesbians, I'm really tired, and I'm really confused,
so
I'm slightly blind.
So it's 3 o'clock in the morning, Katie, the things we do for you. Please enjoy!
She taught me to sing, by the way, so...
I did teach her to sing, she's awesome! Okay. Anyway, because you're
dramatic reading
stuff.
Dramatic reading of Caius Bella
One Night.
Sorry, the person who wrote this. I'm just saying. Saying. Okay, I'll go. I turned around. The first time we had been alone together the whole day. Caius. He growled low in his throat, eyeing me appreciatively. I felt a tremor of lust. What's a tremor of lust? Like an earthquake? Yeah. And desire coursed through my veins. My legs were drenched. Side note: she's just going to be the actions and the noise effects. My legs were drenched. I knew Caius could smell my arousal. There was a blur of movement and a whipping sound. And suddenly I was laid out on his bed, my arms at my side, my legs splayed apart, and Caius hovering over me, his face inches apart from no homo.
Just open me in the boob.
I buried my hands in his silky hair, dragging his face closer to mine. The need to be closer to him was overwhelming. Not really, get away from me. His lips claimed mine, moving fast, furiously. He forced his tongue into my mouth. Our breathing mixed. I moaned into his mouth. I ran my tongue down into his mouth, trying to melt into him. I need to get closer. I began to pant, my hands frantically undoing his sharp balls. A task easier said than done, seeing as his chest was pressed up against mine. I grounded my hips against his, making him moan slightly.
Oh. It's getting really weird.
The sound sent electric waves surging up my
I
spine.
Swear to God, you will delete this as soon as you see it.
I couldn't
wait, that makes no sense. We have to delete it anyway. Carry on.
I couldn't get close enough to him. I need to feel him inside me. Frustrated at my slow fingers, I tore his shirt off him, buttons flying across the room. I ran my fingers up and down his muscular chest, feeling the flat muscles of his stomach.
Muscles? I never really noticed.
His arms. I was vaguely aware of him removing my blouse and tearing at my bra. His eyes devoured my exposed skin greedily before I forced his head.
I meant to head back. I'm scaring myself. I'm actually scaring myself.
My hands were busy again, frantically undoing his belt and yanking down his jeans. The fever of was hot and rough and passionate. Caius didn't bother about the zip on my pants. He split them straight down the middle. His eyes fixed on my damp underwear. He slowly bent down, teasing me, slowly removing my panties with his teeth. I had never seen anything that erotic in my life. And then I lay down in bed in front of him, weak by lost, vulnerable, helpless, and totally naked. As Caius approached me again, I yanked down his boxers, revealing his arousal. He was huge. Perhaps it was just the fact that it was the first that I had ever seen, but the sheer size of him stunned me. He leered at me before burying his face between my legs. His back.
I'm not doing that. Acting or not.
My back arched involuntarily as his cruel, devious tongue devoured my core. I'd never known such pleasure. I screamed his name incoherently.
Caius!
I have parents in my house.
Didn't hear, okay?
I screamed his name incoherently, the pleasure consuming me, my legs tightening around his head. My tongue suddenly flicked inside me.
I'm retiring from the acting.
I screamed. Wave after wave of pleasure flooded through me. I rode out my high. When my consciousness returned.
My innocence.
I found Caius lying on top of me, chest pressed together. I could feel every inch of him. I could feel the tip of his arousal pressing up against my heating core. I ground my hips against his, trying to get some friction. He moaned and claimed my lips, making me taste myself. Tell me what you want, he whispered seductively in my ear, nuzzling my neck. In my neck, eating along my collarbone. I moaned. I wanted him in me. No! His arousal was pressed up against me, making me throb with heat. Tell me, it was becoming too much. Make me yours. The word exploded from my mouth with pleasure. He took me roughly and by surprise, driving hard into me. The shock of the trust and the feeling of him entering me almost made me black out with desire.
Edward, you just got fucked over.
My walls tightened around him as he drove hard into me. I screamed his name over and over again, moaning, screaming, yelling. Faster! I yelled, my voice hoarse. He increased his pace until he was hammering into me at an inhuman pace. I arced my hips back at him, meeting his thrust, driving him deeper and deeper into me. His eyes met mine, half crazed and black with lust and desire. Isabella, he breathed huskily. Caius, I screamed. I was almost at my climax. I was riding round him wildly, lost in my passion. And then with a final thrust deeper than all the rest, he broke through my barrier and I shattered, my back arching. My fingers clawing at the sky, screaming meaninglessly. I held on to him as he came to his cool release, flooded into me. He collapsed on my side and we lay there, so connected as we rode out our house. I love you, Katie. I could feel my blood seeping out round him, soaking into the sheets.
You too, I'm embarrassing myself.
As we stared at one another. You are mine, Isabella. He breathed into my ear. I am yours, and he swung me upright for another round. The end.
Damn, that was intense.